Okay, for this next part, we're going to prove points are collinear. Okay, so we're going to show you two different methods. After you have those two methods, you will need to pick one and master that one. So we have an example here. I need to minimize this if it'll let me. Why won't it let me? There it goes. Okay, that way. You will need some graph paper. That's why we have you get that graph spiral notebook. If you are using line paper, go and get some graph paper and insert it into our notes. You should copy down the example. And I'm going to show you two different ways using an equation. So the first one is dealing with an equation, dealing with a formula, okay, an equation that you use in Algebra 1. So let's just recap. Collinear means what? Exactly if you said on the same line. Okay, so if something is on the same line, then it would have a relationship. It would have the same slope. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our points, and we're going to use the equation to find the slope of a line, okay? And that equation is m, that's our symbol for slope, y2 minus y1, the change in the y values over x2 minus x1, changing the x values. So I'm going to start with our first 2 points. I'm going to go ahead and label this. These are A, this is B, and C. And this is my first point, x1, y1, our second point, x2, y2. And I'm going to use that to find the measure of the slope. So for our first point, we're doing 2 minus 1, and we're doing, that's y2 minus 1. So, and then x2, so that was the negative 2 minus the negative 1. So 2 minus 1 is just 1. Keep, change, because we're dealing with negatives. Some of y'all do that. This would be a negative 1. So the slope, actually, 1 over negative 1 is just a negative 1. So we're going to box that. Now we're going to find the slope between the next 2 points. So we start off really doing A to B. So this was A to B, okay? The slope from A to B. And now we're going to look at the slope from B to C. So these 2 points. So we're going to look at the slope of B to C. And that basically, I probably went up a little too high. That is going to take the difference of the y value. So that's going to be 0 minus 2. Difference in the x value is negative 3 minus negative 1. 0 minus 2 gives me a negative 2. And then, did I write that wrong? Negative 3. Oh, negative 3 minus, yeah, negative 2. And I wrote down a negative 1. Okay, I'm sorry. Oh, I forgot. It won't let me do that. So, we'll go here, here. I wrote negative 1. I want it to work. I guess that's why I wrote that. Minus a negative 1. Keep the negative 3, change, that becomes positive. Negative 3 plus 2 gives me a negative 1. Negative 2 over negative 1 simplifies to a positive 2. And I see right now that basically these two are not the same slope, okay? So add this to your notes, not the same. Don't do this on me. This happened the last time. Not the same slope. Therefore, they are not parallel. Come on. Yes, dang it. All right. Not the same slope, so they're not parallel. So that is explaining how to use the slope equation formula. Let's see if I can do, if it'll let me. It's still recording. All right, so you're going to have to hit the fast forward button to do the graph because obviously we're having difficulties. And I'm just going to do a new video for the second part. All right, thanks.